Islam was hijacked. I turned on the TV, 9/11, there were planes that were hijacked, and by the time it was all over, the officials and the politicians told us that it was Islam that was hijacked. I'm confused. Which one was hijacked? The jumbo jets or Islam? And if somebody hijacked Islam, what was the ransom? If there is a ransom, guess what? I ain't paid it. Let them hijack it. The confusion that you're living under. Everybody's believing everything's hunky-dory. Verse 17 in Joel 3, even so you shall know that I am the Lord your God dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Verse 19, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom a desolate wilderness, because of violence against the people of Judah. Muslim, Muslim, Muslim. Look at verse 21. For I will acquit them from the guilt of the bloodshed, whom I had not acquitted, for the Lord dwells in Zion. Verse 16, the Lord also will roar from Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem. The heavens and the earth will shake at his presence. And this country he's fighting in every single context, every single place where Christ fights. And it's very clear that God is on earth. The nations are Muslim. Here's the confusion. Wait a minute, Walid. We have a problem. Because the feet are iron, and that's the Roman Empire. Well, yes, it's the Roman Empire. But what part of the Roman Empire is the Bible talking about? So the question is, the coming entity that is going to come and wreak havoc on the earth, is it a revival of an Egyptian empire? Yes. Yes. Not no. Is it a revival of an Assyrian empire? Yes. Is it a revival of a Babylonian empire? Yes. Is it a revival of the Persian empire? Yes. Grecian? Yes. Roman? Yes. Now, we got to the 6th Rome, right? Who's the 7th? Yes. Who is the 7th? 5 have fallen. Look at that. In chapter 17 of Revelation, there are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen, verse 10. One is, the other has not yet come. Ah, there's a number 7 here. Who's number 7? You remember we talked about the star? You know, Satan is as a star that fell from heaven. An asteroid. You know, in Acts chapter 9, it talks about asteroid worship. What is the black stone? An asteroid that fell from the skies. And in Acts chapter 19, it talks about, to the believers, it says, do not worship Artemis and her image that fell from heaven, from Zeus. And that was an asteroid, literally an asteroid, a black stone that they worshipped in Ephesus in Turkey. Think about this for a minute. How come this has been dropped from the interpretations of prophecy? How come Isaiah 63 is dropped? Isaiah 19 is dropped. Habakkuk 3 is dropped. All the Psalms is talking about all the nations, all the Muslims with the Lord present, all are Muslim. It's dropped. What else is there? I mean, every part of the Bible. Do I need to go through Isaiah and Ezekiel and all these things? Even, you know, even Isaiah 13. How much time do we have left? 20 minutes? Mr. Stone's fallen asleep. I better say something more exciting. He says, I know that stuff already. Give me something I do not know. All right. Look at Isaiah chapter 12, verse 6. Cry out and shout, O inhabitants of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel in your midst. He is in there. Then he goes in chapter 13, the burden against Babylon which Isaiah the son of Amos saw. Verse 3, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I've also called my mighty ones for my anger. Those who rejoice in my exaltation. The noise of a multitude in the mountains. You know what mountains mean, right? Like that of many people. A tumultuous noise. The kingdoms together. The Lord of hosts musters the army for battle. They come from a far country. The Lord and his weapon of indignation to destroy the whole land. By the way, you will be with the Lord fighting in Israel. Did you know that? Joel chapter 2 and 3 is very clear. The stars of heaven will fall and all these things. Now, Isaiah 14. Against the king of Babylon, right? Verse 4. He is nicknamed the king of Babylon, who is the Antichrist. Okay? Then go to verse 12. Verse 12, very interesting. You know what it says? Sorry, let's go to verse 8. Indeed, the cypress of the trees rejoice over you, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since you were cut down. Verse 9, hell from beneath is excited about you to meet you at your coming. You're going to come again? Sure. You think you're Messiah? Yeah, go ahead, come again. Hell is waiting for you. It's going to suck you up. It stirs up the dead for you. Verse 12. How you are fallen from heaven, O Hilal ibn Sahar. You read that, I know you're looking at me funny, because you're looking at the word Lucifer. Hilal. Go to the Hebrew. Ben Sahar. That's the Hebrew rendering for the word Lucifer that you got here. Very important. Different. Hilal is an Arabic word, Aramaic, Ethiopian, Chaldean. Hilal means brightness and also means crescent moon. Son of the morning, Sahar, the morning star. Now, you know that when the Gideon plucked away the crescent moons from the camels' necks? Remember that verse I shared with you? He plucked what? The Saharon, the crescent, the Sahar, son of the crescent also, the morning star, the whole thing. His nicknames, God loves nicknames. And by the way, most Americans think that here he is talking to the angel Lucifer in his heavenly realm or being. No, he's talking to Antichrist. He's calling him, you're a crescent. You don't believe me? Say this is not talking about Antichrist. This is talking about the angel Lucifer. Tell me that. It is about Lucifer, yes. It is about the devil, yes. But it's about the devil meeting the body of Antichrist as he's cast out of heaven as a star, rejected, down to earth to take over the world. Look what it says. Look at verse, that's right, verse 16. Those who see you will gaze at you. He's captured finally, right? And consider you, saying, is this the man who made the earth tremble? When was Lucifer a man? The 5 eyes, you know, I will and I will and I will and I will. These are the declarations of Antichrist. He will sit on the sides of the north. And there you have it. It's all over. Now you go to the rest of the chapters of Isaiah. You go to chapter 15. It's talking about Moab, Jordan. Chapter 17, the burden against Damascus, Muslim country. Chapter 18, Cush, Ethiopia. By the way, in chapter 18 of Isaiah, Ethiopia, Cush, is not what you think as modern Ethiopia. You got to go to the Bible dictionary. For the word Cush is the landmass south of Egypt. And what is south of Egypt? Sudan, Somaliland, Muslim. Chapter 19, behold, that's the one I shared with you. The Lord rides on a swift cloud and will come into Egypt. Will come into Egypt. Remember the first one? He's going to destroy Egypt. They all come at the end at the same time.
We have just completed the 2007 International Prophecy Conference with nearly a dozen world-renowned speakers, but you don't have to